Hi everybody, Mrs. Stogdill here with a screencast on getting started with Google Researcher. So we are here in Google Docs and I am typing my paper and I've done some research already, so I'm just kind of getting ready to start putting all my stuff together and putting my information into my paper. Google Researcher is going to be something you can kind of use on the side. You've already done the bulk of your research and citation, but this is just going to be if you need to go check a few things or maybe you're missing a piece of information. I don't know if I would rely on it solely for your research, but it is definitely something that's handy. So I went over to Tools and I clicked on Research, and that opened this window on the right hand side, and this is my research window. If I click in the search box, I have a choice of all kinds of things I can look for. You will probably either use everything or images. But you have a lot of options there for what you can use. Make sure that the citation format says MLA. When you're in middle school and high school, you will use MLA. The other choices are for master's programs and some other stuff. And then this image search, you want to make sure that if you are searching images, you have this changed to free to use, share, or modify. What that means is if you leave this not filtered by license, you're going to get everything, and you're going to get things that you may have to actually ask for permission. Purchase, where if you use free to use, that means you can use that in your paper as long as you give credit. Let me repeat, you still have to cite it. However, you're not bound by a license to purchase or specifically to get permission. So make sure that you have that changed to free to use. Okay? So we're typing along in our paper and I got to this paragraph right here, and I kind of feel like I need to support that with maybe some more information. So I'm going to go over to my search box, and I am doing my paper on school libraries. So I'm going to go ahead and do my search. And I've got some pictures here. So if I would maybe want to use this picture, I can use it. I did change my filter to free to use. I still have to say where I got it. And if I want to throw that picture into my paper, make it look really spiffy, I can do that. Just drag and drop, and as soon as my picture pops in there, you'll notice there is a little 1 to the side of my picture, and I'm actually going to wrap the text around it so it looks nice. There is my picture, and at the bottom is my citation, the little 1 and then a citation. Now unfortunately that came from Wikipedia, which wouldn't have been my first choice, but that's what we're going to use for a picture. So now if I go over here to my search results, you can see I've got all kinds of choices. ALA, CDE, SLJ, and I have Wikipedia. Let's talk for a minute about Wikipedia. This is not a great source. You might use it to find some information, but this is not something I would want to see in your writing or your research. As a librarian, I know that this article from American Association of School Libraries, that's going to be pretty solid information. I can preview it right here if I want. I don't know if it's going to come up or not. If it previews, it's pretty small, but I can click on the link and that will take me to a new window with that actual article if I want to read it. So I can look at it there. I can insert a link. So maybe I just want to insert the link of that article. Maybe not cite it, but just provide it. I can do that from this spot. Okay, there's the preview, and you can see it's pretty little. So you will probably end up clicking on that URL link and letting it take you to a new tab. But we'll say I read it and I liked that information, and it does kind of support what I'm going to say. So I'm going to go back up here and do some really fabulous writing, and based on the article that I read, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click Cite. Now, what happened was, in my paper I now have a little number 2 And if I go down to the bottom of my paper, I'm just going to close Researcher for a second. I go down to the bottom of my paper. There is my MLA citation for that piece of research that I just dropped in here. Now, Google Researcher does use the footnote format, which may be something you haven't seen before, but regardless, you do have things cited and you have a formal MLA citation, which I could copy, and let's say we'll go down here to the end of my page and say this might be my bibliography, and I'm going to paste that citation and then I can stick it in there if I want to. So you could leave your citations in the endnotes at the bottom of each page, or you could actually just move them to a bibliography page if you choose. That is entirely up to you, and that's going to really depend on what your teacher is asking you for. But if you have questions, please let me know, and good luck.